Oh, Joe and his dogs be cracking
What's
me up.
up, Malphus? It's your boy, Malphus, a mate. Looking cute, looking clean,
Don't do it.
looking sexy.
See?
And it's Thursday. And I'm with the boys. It's Man Cave.
We're sad now.
Hey, it's an empty chair up there. It's a chair. Hey, how everybody doing today? Today's episode of Man Cave is brought to you by Overall 99 content channel, Overall 99 Sports, and Overall 99 Media. We're happy to have you today. The podcast Man Cave. We do this every Thursday, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Today we have an important topic. We are talking about how to cope in your battle with depression and other things of mental health, all those things. It's important to understand how to deal with it. It's important for men to talk about these things. It's important for us to go over how we cope. We all cope in different ways, but it's good to get those ideas out. So first we're going to talk to Mr. Therapy. To my top right, it is Tori. Up top is Monte. And to my right, it is Uniqo. Tori, tell us about it.
Depression. I came into this saying that I wasn't gonna spam the therapy talk, but
press F3.
So suck it up, people. No, I'm just kidding. Depression is a really iffy thing because a lot of times you can be depressed and not even know it. And I know that probably sounds crazy, but I think most people can take a look back at their lives after a certain point, and chances are you can look at a time and be like, I was probably happier then than I was now. Or if you're lucky, you're like, oh, I was way worse then. And as we all know by now, I see a therapist regularly. I have for some time. I will continue on so. But it's really something that you have to be able to acknowledge it yourself before you can even do anything about it. Like most of the time depression can be something as simple as not wanting to get out of bed or sleeping late or not eating right or a lack of exercise. Like I said, if I didn't see a therapist, I mean we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. But it's really a serious thing because, believe it or not, all of us, I guarantee it, have either been depressed, know someone going through depression, or know someone that has went through depression. I've had multiple friends that could not handle the depression, and when you can't handle it, I mean, we're not gonna use that word because we're on YouTube, but we all know what severe depression can do to somebody. And that's not me saying you should go out here and try and get some doctor to prescribe you an antidepressant, because that's the problem a lot of people make, is that they think that there's a and man, I'm an advocate for recreational substance use, so it's kind of hard for me to be like you shouldn't just go look for a doctor to prescribe you something, but for certain things you shouldn't just go look for a doctor to prescribe you something. And depression is one of those things, because what people don't realize is that antidepressants have crazy side effects, and sometimes they can end up making stuff way worse. And you'd probably be a lot better off if you did just go see a therapist, or even just have an actual conversation with somebody. Don't hold it all in. Listen, I know we all want to be tough guys. We're here to take on the burden, and we're here to hold the wall up so the rest of our people can make it through. But you can't hold the wall up forever, and the wall ain't gonna stand up forever over you. It's gonna fall eventually. Now you can either be prepared for the fall and be ready to deal with it as it comes, or it can catch you out of nowhere, then you done you done had kids you don't want, you done hurt people you didn't want to, you done hurt yourself, you done it's a serious thing, people. It really is. And it's something that could be fixed with something as simple as talking to somebody. So I'm not saying everyone needs to see a therapist. I'm also not saying that everyone shouldn't see a therapist, because I'm a firm believer that even if you don't think you're depressed or you haven't had this big traumatic past and all these different traumas, I mean, people talking to people helps. Why do you think there are so many podcasts now, if we're being serious? Because some people just need somebody to talk to. And I mean, some people get that across talking to an audience. Some people get that across talking to their friend groups. Some people get that across with medication. So all I'm saying is be cognizant, be self-aware, people. Don't just try to funnel everything in the back catalog and think that it's all going to stay tucked nicely and neatly in the back of your brain, because it does not work that way. And when you try and do it that way, it can end badly. So as far as depression goes, if you think you might be depressed, talk to somebody. And I don't mean go out and spend money on a therapist. Even if it's just talk to a friend, talk to a parent, just talk to somebody and see what it does for you. It'll help, or it won't help, or it'll help and you won't know it helped. And that sometimes that can be the best, is getting help when you didn't even know you were getting the help. So just people, it's 2022. Mm-hmm. You can't be ashamed of everything. You can't just try and bundle it all up. Listen, there's certain times where we should be more sensitive, and our feelings about ourselves are one of those points. So there's no reason to be depressed in 2022. There are plenty of reasons to be depressed, but there's no reason that you shouldn't seek help to do it. You shouldn't be worried about, oh, this person might think this, or those people think that. Listen, get help, people.
True. Uniqo.
Oh man, when it comes to depression, man, definitely somebody like myself. I'm a people person in a sense, and my job is to make people laugh or make people smile, evoke hope in people. I'm your consummate real life anime character. Talk no jutsu. That's my joint. That's what I do. I specialize in that. And there was a point in time where, even though I was hurting about, probably been hurting about stuff my whole life, but just keeping up the appearance has that's been my opportunity, and then it became too much. And at some point, man, I don't know what I could ever do for these people that might not ever talk to me ever again, because of things I said, you know what I mean? Because I would have those days, and I would just say off the wall stuff or do off the wall things, and it's not okay, because what I do, drink heavily, man. And I was getting faded and saying all type of wild stuff to people that I cared about. And but when I be sober, I'd be like, man, I wouldn't even care about that. But I said all this to you for what? But and
hold up, drink
faded. So
try shrooms, people. Leave the alcohol alone.
Like, alcohol take you there. It'll really take you to like I've been at the club with my girl before, and I forget I'm with her.
Oh.
And I'm talking to this other girl, and I look over and she looked at me right in the eye, and I was like, shit. She said, I saw you mouth the word shit. Is it because you got caught, or is it because you was sad that I caught you? It's because I got caught. I would have never said that sober.
Yeah.
I would have never said that sober. I would have definitely come up with some kind of fleet-footed thing to say that would have made it seem like, oh no, that's my sister, girl. But anyway, we was just choir together. I was just catching up.
You got your scumbag on right.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, definitely just don't turn to drinking and all that stuff. Like don't turn to
One
drinking.
thing I don't do.
Don't turn to drinking and then don't turn to like the super hard drugs. If you need to mellow out, that's cool. I get that. But definitely don't turn to drinking and be like, this is gonna make me feel better. Although a lot of occasions it made me feel really good. And I forgot about the moment. But man, in the morning it sucks. And I know all y'all been watching Euphoria. And
Let's go.
I know y'all been watching that. And Rue is telling y'all right now, even though I'm sick of seeing this shit on my timeline on Twitter, that's all I see. But yeah, 100%, man. She's going through. She got prescribed drugs and at a young age because her dad died. And then next step in the parade, now she moving on to harder stuff. Just I don't know if she's seen a day of life sober since like she was in middle school in my life, but she's portraying what it's like to be addicted, to get rid of some of whatever pain she's feeling, and you know how to, and you know she's a little mixed, so you know bipolar. But with that being said, man, that's my advice on depression. Just don't turn to substance. Definitely do what Tori said. Talk to somebody about it and find your way, because the answer you're looking for is not at the bottom of the bottle.
Monray.
Boy, let me go ahead and lay out this truth, man. They decided to give y'all the little, the nice answers, don't do illegal substances and things of that nature. I'm gonna be real with you, man. Get all for real. Two things I'll say.
Microdosing works.
And two things I'm gonna say about this. One, know the difference between being depressed and actually having depression. Those are two entirely different things. Like, it is normal to be depressed. It is normal to be sad. It is normal to have the things of life affect you. It's very normal. Like, everybody gets sad or depressed in the points of their lives. It's going to happen. But I don't want anybody to confuse that with the state of being in a depression. Like, that is entirely different things. Because you being sad, you feel some type of way. You might need some time to yourself. May have to cry a little bit, but you still be able to do the things of your life. That is very normal. But being in a state of depression literally will like put a hold on your life. It'll stop everything you're doing. You won't even be able to function, things of that nature. There's different levels to it. And so the thing about it is that never just put yourself in a state where it's like, oh, okay, I'm just instantly worst case scenario. Because majority of us dudes, we always do that. We always go to the worst case scenario when it comes to us thinking about something of the future or anything. It's either going to be completely best or completely worst. Never nowhere in the middle. So never just instantly go and be like, oh, dang, I feel like this because this person might have passed, or I lost my job, or this happened to me. So I'm just instantly no, not necessarily. So always, know yourself, take steps, and just realize what step you might be at or what part you might be at. You might not be at full-blown depression, and I pray none of y'all ever get to that point. So don't do that.
Because it's no fun.
It's not fun. Two, really difficult truth that, people may know by now, may not know by now, but just generally difficult truth, but it's the truth. The world does not care about your mental health. It does not.
Fact.
No, that's hate speech if you say anything wrong about people with mental health issues.
We say the same thing wrong about them, but the world don't care about your mental health.
You have to say all the right things about mental health, right?
No, I'm telling you right now, the world does not care about you individually, your mental health person. The biggest responsibility falls on your lap for your own mental health. It is your responsibility to take care of yourself. A big truth that somebody had told me is that it is not your fault that things happen to you, but it is your responsibility to adjust to them and take care of it. It's your responsibility for it. Something happens to you, it may not be your fault, but it's your responsibility to deal with it. Whether it be tragedy, whether it be stuff in your past, whether it be stuff that hits you in life. Life isn't fair. It's just going to be real. It's not fair. It's going to be good at times. It's going to be bad at times. It's going to be somewhere in the middle most of the time. But it's not going to be fair all the time. And so it's not going to be up to whoever's fault it was that may have hurt you or whatever happened. It ain't up to them to fix you. You're going to have to fix yourself. So do what you need to do to have your peace. Now, I don't suggest illegal substances or anything of that nature. I don't suggest that. But recreational things to have fun or just finding some way to have your peace, whether it be doing some of that, I do not hurt yourself. I never advise for that. But if you need to go work out, you need to go dance, if you need to have like some time to yourself, if you need to go play a video game and dive into Skyrim for about 8 hours for a day on your off day, whatever, do Don't let nobody, whether it be girlfriend, family, or no, don't let nobody tell you how to dictate your peace. Like, if you just feel like going and nerding out for a day, and that's how you get your peace to be able to operate for the rest of your week, cool. If it ain't hurting nobody and it's not hurting yourself, what does it matter? So it's like, find your peace. That'll be the other thing. Find your peace. Like, find what helps you get peace in your life. Find what helps makes you happy. Find what else, will strengthen your mind and keep you relaxed. Because the world is not just going up and try to, just give you $1 million and be like, here, let's make you happy. The world don't operate like that. So you have to make sure that you are okay. So find what makes your peace. And so you can keep your mental health right. And then just, know the differences. That's what I say to that.
True.
It ain't gonna stop moving.
Yeah, the world don't stop moving for anyone.
Nope.
And you'll learn that the hard way. One thing I want to say is understand you, know you. How do you get from depressed to depression is you don't understand you. Some people don't understand they're depressed, and then they go into a deeper depression because they just pretend like everything's okay.
That.
For instance, Robin Williams, I make people laugh. A lot of comedians, I make people laugh.
Look how that ended.
And when you make people laugh, you like, oh, that makes me happy. It doesn't really make you happy. It makes you feel something. You're like, yo, I feel something, but I'm not really happy because I'm not really living in in truth. But you see this in the hood. I want to bring this up too. It's people in the hood right now that's literally in depression. And let me explain why.
I have no idea.
Let me explain to you why they are that. They are literally telling you, they will tell me when I go visit people in like family in Chicago or somewhere, they tell you, I'm going to die by 18. So I'm going out here just shooting and doing whatever. Meaning they literally they feel like life is so bad that I'm just going to try to live like these people on TV. And if I perish, I perish. A biblical term.
If it happens, it happens.
If you don't know Ruth.
And that's a scary thing.
And they expect it to happen.
That man said perish, y'all. He's serious.
Yeah, that's
lying, boy. They don't expect long lives for themselves sometimes. Yeah. They'll just be like, bro, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And I'm like, I know that mentality, man. There's some people that'll be like, bro, I ain't gonna have a long life anyway. So, man.
And that's a form of mental health and depression. You are so defeated by life that you will literally go out there searching for things you think will make happy. If I get a lot of money, I'll be happy.
Ruin yourself.
That I'm willing to do anything to get it. I'd rather get shot than go to the jail, and I'll just have a shootout with the police. Now, some people just trying to.
I know a couple people that have done it.
Yeah, and by the way, some people just try to live that life because they want to. But I'm talking about the people that really mean it. Like, I'm not going to jail. Y'all gonna have to take me away. That's a form of, that's not understanding you, not understanding you depressed. That's a thing I want people to understand. Like, so you live in life because your life, you feel like life is so unfair to you or so hard on you that I got to get this and I got to get it by any means necessary. And if I don't, I'm a failure.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's the same thing with the comedy aspect. I make people laugh so much that I don't notice until it's like late and I'm in that stage of depression now that I can't feel happy no matter what.
No turning back.
That I just cover it up so much that I don't even acknowledge it myself. Yeah, so know when you say it, because when my father passed, I don't remember nothing that happened for the next 5 months. I don't. You can't.
2 years for me.
In 2019, I don't remember nothing that happened from July 9th to December 31st. The reason I remember December 31st is simply because I had a wreck. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm back woke now. I'm back. I got to start doing something, but that's it. And then I started doing YouTube a few months later. I started trying to get the photography and all that stuff done. So you start doing something, figure out what I want to do in life and blah, blah, blah. And now I move on, right? Because again, it's acknowledging it. Like, okay, I almost really lost this. I don't want to. But I wasn't in that state that it didn't matter. So I didn't get to that state. So I never was in a depression, but I understood that, I don't remember nothing from that period. I probably watched a bunch of Twitch and don't remember nothing from it.
Oh, wait, I didn't mean to laugh, but that was
It's random, like
that was a very YouTube comment.
Yeah.
I understand it though.
yeah, you,
Like
like you don't remember nothing happened. You just do stuff. You just like a zombie in the world, and you just doing random things.
I had
That's
to
like-
function late October.
That's like my sister died last year, and I'm still in the midst of dealing with that in therapy, and I think about that. You know what I mean? That ain't even been that was right before we started this, or right when we started this is when my sister passed.
Seemed like yesterday.
It's a real thing, and it's the stuff like that. It sneaks up on you. You don't even realize it. That's what that's why you have to realize it. No one else can do it for you, people.
And to Monte's point, most of the time you gonna fake it, so nobody would know. You know, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I did yesterday, but I'm good because I'm gonna act normal. I'm not gonna remember anything I did, but I'm gonna act normal. I'm just going through the motions of life, and everybody be like, he doing what he always did. She doing what she always do. It's cool. Oh, they just bad kids or anything like that. Just something that you don't know what their private life is or anything like that. Like I said, and you can go through the motion. You might not have reached that state of depression where it's like noticeable, but you going that road because you're depressed and all that stuff. And most people won't notice because, as Monte said, in that state you can function. And when you function, nobody notices, so they ain't gonna reach out because you functioning. You doing everything you normally did. Except unless you go the Joe route, of course. Unless you start doing, then you lash out in a way. That's a different type. That's a few people do lash out, like people like Joe, but a lot of people can just function in depressed state.
I was like, Nick, you got one more time to say that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like,
not all of us do. But I mean, if you're like Joe, you're like Joe.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like a lot of people just function normally and you don't notice. They just go and
a lot of people have the keep it pushing mentality, and that's not always the best mentality.
Because because you feel like some of us, we talked about this in the masculinity episode. We talked about this because this is a subject we kind of touch on multiple times because it's important. But I decided let's go talk about it full dive. I'm a man. I don't get depressed. I gotta move on because that's my role. That's what we talked about in masculinity. Therapy. I don't need therapy. I'm a man. This is my ego. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I don't need none of that. No, sometimes you just need to talk. You need, like today, everybody points, talk to someone.
Yep.
Yo, you know, mom, I miss dad, and then y'all get a good crowd for some.
Yeah.
Dad
can be as simple as that.
Yeah, something like that you didn't know you needed because you actually needed it because I've been pretending for 3 years that I'm good. And I didn't know I needed this, and I can feel a lot better. I'm just saying, like situations like that. We talked about this on the show a lot. Like I said, this is the first time we actually dived into this topic, but we mentioned it a lot because it goes into a lot of things, a lot of stuff you deal with.
It's a part of everyday life.
Yeah, a lot of things.
That fake it till you make it, man. That don't work. I'll tell you that do not work. Fake it till you make it don't work.
And you're a human being.
Because 9 times out of 10, you'll fake it till you break it.
Yeah, and you're a human being. So people try to pretend like this is not normal. Like some days I don't.
And that's a problem.
Yeah, some days
feelings are normal, people.
Yeah, you go through it. You're going to go through it. Now the depression when the chemical imbalance gets so bad, that's probably not as usual. But going through that purpose, and I feel like a lot of times we make it today time. In the past we had a different problem. It's like the fake it till you make it. Now I feel like it's like we trying to make it a character trait. And I want everybody to talk about that too. It's like oh, I'm so depressed, but I'm like, what? Like,
yeah, don't
social media that made that horrible.
Yeah, like
don't be a sympathy grabber just out there trying to get people to pander to you. It's not gonna work.
Like, oh my God, I can't function today. I broke a nail. What is your Twitter?
That's crazy.
I don't know your thoughts on that. How y'all think social media is? We're gonna go over this. How is social media helping or hurting with depression? We'll start out. We'll go in the opposite direction. We'll go Monte.
Boy, social media is hurting it. Like social media is literally adding to so many people's like depression symptoms and everything. Like because social media, most of the time, you end up like fulfilling self-fulfilling prophecies. Like you end up like going on there and seeing everything that reinvigorates or reinforces the mindset that you already have for yourself, for good or bad. Because most time you go on there and you look, or the algorithms are going to direct you toward the things that you look at the most anyway. Combine that with the fact that social media is mostly everybody putting their best foot forward, or like just portraying happiness or portraying the best things about their lives. You out like a lot of times and I know this from personal experience. A lot of times you look in there, you be like, man, everybody got it so together. Everybody balling. Everybody got this. Everybody happy in their relationships. Everybody is just them, and I'm just sitting here. Not only for you to realize that about 95% of social media is basically a complete lie. Like just everybody just putting their best foot forward. They're putting their best pictures on there, whether they be from yesterday or a year ago. Everybody's just putting their best memories and all that kind of stuff. And just it almost adds to people's, negative perceptions of themselves, because all it ends up doing is make you compare your life to them. You're comparing your situation to them. You're comparing, and not even to them, you're comparing your life and your situation to your portrayal of what you think they are. And it almost just ruins you, because you'll never fulfill, or you'll never reach the level that you done put them on, because you done put them so much on a pedestal that you're just like, dang, I ain't gonna never measure up to that. And it just builds envy or build depressed symptoms or depression even of itself. It'll get into a spiral that'll make you almost hate your life. And I'm like, well, until you realize, pretty much a lie. Yeah, like I'm glad I realized this point. Like, yeah, social media is pretty much a lie. Like, it's just like, it's for fun, or people will post what they want you to see, but you'll never see the real version of a person on social media. If you do, they got problems, because you should never be putting all of your business on social media. And there are people that do that, and I shake my head at those people. But you should never put your personal business on social media. You never really should, because it's not for the world to see. It's not for everybody to put their 2 cents and opinions in anyway, and they don't know the whole situation, no matter how much you put on there. So no. So never take social media serious, and never put your business on there. Like, not your real business, at least. Just treat it like what it is. It's supposed to be for fun. Treat it as such. But no. Too. I think it done hurt it so much, man. Everybody want to put on their best mask. Everybody want to put their best pictures and all that kind of stuff. Everybody, oh God, especially Instagram. I swear, God, boy, Instagram, damn near poison, boy. Like, it ain't even, to me, it ain't even Facebook as much. It's not even TikTok, is mostly for fun. I don't really care about TikTok. Most TikTok is up, but everybody, like Instagram and this follower mentality, because everywhere you go on social media, everybody just wants you to follow each other. Everybody wants you to be a follower. Follow my page. Follow this. Follow that. Nobody ever just no friend. It's always following somebody. So this follower mentality, and Instagram is like the worst plague of it. I think it's a poison. I really do.
And it leads to something we talked about yesterday. It leads to a culture of where groups get together and try to basically, it's like cancel people, just get rid of people, look up, dig up, make them
tearing people down.
It makes them feel better to know that somebody famous, because they don't do it to poor people. You poor, you can just get off whatever. I mean, if you like, I don't mean poor, but if you're not like,
I'm gonna go say something crazy on Twitter after this. I ain't getting canceled.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. But once you get to that level, they gonna dig through your old tweets and it make them feel better, because that person that got it, I did something to them. You know what I mean? I was able to touch you. I can't normally touch you because you got money, you got prestige, you got all these things. But it's even if I could just ruin a little country, I'm telling you right now, we talked about it yesterday. If they cause you to lose something, they'll feel better. We said it on yesterday. We said on yesterday's show, which for us today, Kevin Hart, he lost the Grammy. People left it alone. Oh, he ain't hosting the Grammys no more. Okay, cool. We touched him. We was able to hit him a little bit.
Yeah.
We was able to hit him. We was able to affect the baby. Everybody like, oh, we accept his apology now after he lost money. Okay, we was
I was gonna say, after we kicked him off all the festivals.
Yeah, he lost money. He good now. We forgive him. We was able to touch him. It's a lot. That's what life is, though. We get a group of people. We get in this social media age, and we like, oh, we got him now. We finally got you. And some people, and I'm not saying people shouldn't be held accountable for things, because you can't just do whatever. But at the same time, you cultivate a culture of like just wanting to touch, even if it don't really change nothing. You just wanted to touch them. Like, that's it. You just wanted to hurt their pockets in some way, or just feel better about yourself. And that's, instead of trying to better the world, a lot of people are doing it just for themselves, and that's all I say about that. Uniqo, how about you? Social media, is it helping
it definitely it exacerbates the woe is me mentality. Like if something's
True.
with me and I post it on social media, I'm going to get all this quote unquote support. But all you're doing is sitting there reading comments about people and looking at the reactions of people doing the hug the heart emoji. There's that.
Yeah.
But man, people don't want to be around no woe is me person, period. Like you don't want to be around that, and I definitely don't want to follow it. On like every time I look up, you sad about something. What are you doing to help yourself about that? Like every time we talking, you got a problem. It's something that's mess. Your day is always jacked up.
Always.
And I think that it helps exacerbate that stuff, man. I think if people feel like, because you get reactions and some clout, I wouldn't say clout. I would just say you get reactions. You get the notifications that somebody
the attention
reacted, somebody commented. Me on social media, I've gone on there in a sense, and I've dropped some tidbits as my journey to healing. But some people just really just like, no, my day is bad. I'll never have a man. I'll never get this. And I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but females have it really bad when it comes to that stuff. I tend to see that more in real life, and I see that a lot on social media. It's all like
Can I break that down real quick? We're gonna talk about this one day. I feel like I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna get this quick. I feel like that's more of a try to get, because females are vicious to each other. We're gonna break that down. Females are vicious to each other, but I feel like that's a way that females feel like they connect. So they like that's like they go to feel like alone in a community of female. But
yeah.
Am I the only person going through this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That connectivity there. Yeah. But then you ask yourself, why are we connected in this? We might be going through the same thing. Maybe we should come together and talk about why we both. You get a whole bunch, I know that, rights when it comes to baby daddies, or when it comes to like a dude that's constantly cheating on them, and then they put all that stuff about, oh, this dude doing this to me and hurt me, blah blah blah, and next thing you know, they got the Christmas pajama picture cracking. What's going on? So, people find what they say, misery loves company.
Misery loves company.
And I think that's where people connect, and they go on the web, they go on the internet and say, this is what's wrong. And other people come on there and be like, they probably going through that same kind of situation too, and they connect in that way. That's trash. But I say, the real question always has to come down to is, somebody got a comment. What are you doing? What are you doing to stop this? Did you stop talking to him? Are you done talking to this guy? Did you eliminate this person from your life so that you are continuing to let this person in your life? And that's so nobody ever comes on there with solutions when people are, woe is me. My job is so mean to me. Get another one. Yes, I know it's not easy, and it's gonna be a transition period. I get it. You're not gonna get a check coming in. Matter of fact, finesse them. Make sure you put in your 2 weeks notice when you know that your orientation starts in 2 weeks. Now you got text from 2 places.
There you go.
Play the system. Man, my home girl, and I might have lashed out at her a couple of times. I don't know, man. She don't talk to me like that no more anyway. And, it's all good, man. It's all good, man. But I ain't gonna say she was woe as me, but she kind of had some of those characteristics. Like something happened to her where her life, like she had a negative view of everything. And I'm honestly impressed that she let somebody like me be her friend and get close to her like that, honestly. For the time we did. I'm for real. Like it's crazy because you get behind closed doors and y'all talking. I'm like, man, you really think life sucks and nobody cares about anybody. And then which in turn, anyway, man, that's a whole nother thing. But she told me, and I'm a cuss now. She said, if you don't like something, you need to change it. And if you ain't gonna do nothing about it, shut the fuck up.
Wow.
I got to say.
Hey.
Tor?
Wow.
I mean, that almost sums it up. I mean, as far as social media goes with it, I mean, it all comes down. Social media can only affect you as much as you let it. If you're gonna be that person that is gonna put all their business up there, in my mind, you ain't got no reason or no purpose to complain if somebody says something you don't like. If you didn't want someone to comment on it, you wouldn't have put it up there to begin with.
Boom.
I'm always going to be a glass is half full kind of guy because I done seen what an empty glass looks like, and most of us ain't drinking out of one, I promise. So, as far as social media goes, if you are going to put all of this emotion into it, you got to be ready for the energy that's going to come back out of it. And unfortunately enough, if you people don't realize it by now, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be fake, whether it's fake love or hate for no reason, which is fake hate if you really look at it. So if you're going to be that person, and like I said, I ain't never going to dish no names, but there's plenty of females out here that are out here perpetrating and being like, oh, I love my man. We got this great relationship. And if I was a real hating ass N-word, we can do the DM dance, and I can end a row of relationships. Real quick.
Oh no!
If I was one of them people that just didn't like seeing people happy, even if it's fake happy, we could be out here destroying relationships left and right. But I'm not that kind of person.
Not the DM dance.
Yeah.
Well,
they know who they are.
That's sick.
And I ain't talking bad about y'all, so I don't need no text messages or nothing. I'm just saying.
The fire.
I'm
Don't
just
send
saying.
no text message.
It ain't nothing but a screenshot, baby.
Yep. And that's the thing. If you ain't gonna, I mean, like I said, Joe sort of hit it on the head. If you ain't gonna do nothing about it, then what's the point in saying something about it? I mean, you got to be willing to do the work. And when it comes to yourself, can't nobody do it but you.
You right there. You.
That's the only person. So I mean, social media is only going to get as much as you give them, people. So if you want to let all of these random strangers and acquaintances that you've met once in your life and decided to add because you wanted to up the follower count, if you're going to let all of these people in on your personal business, I mean, you're going to get what you get. So it's really all on you. If you use social media like me, it's nothing but fun. You know how much fun I have on Twitter arguing with people? You know how much fun I have making people uncomfortable, old people uncomfortable on Facebook? You know how much fun I have? You know how much fun I have just randomly saying something on somebody's Instagram post that don't mean nothing just because I know that you're going to get riled up about it? Because like I said, I'm not a good person. That's what therapy's for. We're working on it.
Yeah.
So
there's
all I'm saying is if you're one of those, oh, I'm a sad Sally, my life's worse than everybody else's.
Yeah.
If you're not ready to deal with it and actually deal with it, then you're probably not all that sad because you're ready to keep it rolling. So, yeah, social media can only hurt you as much as you let it. So, but I feel like that's becoming less and less a thing because we're the last generation really now that actually that'll actually remember a time without social media. You know what I mean? We can remember that time before MySpace. You know what I mean? Which is where it all started. So, I mean,
that's you in that AOL chat room and they talk crazy to you.
Oh, that AOL chat room, boy.
Chris Hansen, To Catch a Predator. That's what the AOL chat rooms was. That made a career out of it. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. So But
I was
besides
thinking
the
about
point,
fights in the student center, but if you want to bring up
I
Chris,
gotta constantly go to different places to get them AOL free trials because I'm not gonna pay them
oh
on a
yeah, I
monthly
was gonna say,
basis. Get this young
know
dial up
somebody
going,
that way
boy.
you can get
Oh,
the disc to download it. You gotta get the up, man.
get
But
that 2.0,
like I
3.0,
said,
4.0 free
social media can
trial. Get
only
that
help you
dial
as
up.
much as
See
you
that
let.
little yellow running man going across. Like, come on, go across, boy. The only thing about now, 5-year-olds are finna have their own Facebook accounts, and oh boy.
I mean, look at all these kids with TikToks, and people don't see. That's the one thing we can agree with Kanye West on is I don't think an 8-year-old should have a TikTok,
You
and
see
that's
the
just me
comments?
personally. I ain't got no kids, so I mean that ain't.
The
So
comments
TikTok, I
literally
don't
say,
have as much of a problem as I do with Facebook and Instagram. Like, there's no reason I should have that. TikTok, I can see you just swiping through there, depending on if I know what you're watching, because that's more random. But Facebook and Instagram, that's me
yeah,
bad. Nah.
I feel like just kids at a certain age in general shouldn't deal with social media at all. In my opinion, take the time to be a kid and
hey,
not
kid,
you
I'm with
shouldn't be
you there.
worried about other people's opinion before the age of 13. In my opinion,
Oh yeah, I'm
you don't
with you
need
there.
that.
But the
You don't
time
need that
where
weight on you.
yeah, I'm with you
But
there. But the time we used to go outside and hang out until the street lights come on, the next door neighbor
yeah,
house, that time is over. Just sad to say.
setting dumpsters on fire.
To be honest,
Uh,
to be honest with
yeah.
you, social media exacerbates stuff. I think we
Yep.
always had it though. You always had high school people with cliques, and
them was
Yeah.
rumors.
Yeah, but we went through normal childhoods of
oh yeah, I'm
interacting
talking about
with
once you get to
people
high
in
school.
person before that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, high school you had cliques. People pretended they wasn't in cliques, but you were. Like,
Yeah.
because I know, because I
Yeah.
wasn't. Monte, no, I'm not a clique person. I had a group, so I ain't gonna pretend like I wasn't. But I would hang out with Monte group. I would hang out with the Coast group. Monte, like I see you everywhere with everybody every day.
I did say that.
Me
I did
too.
say that.
But I was with them for the money.
All right.
I
All the
just went
people that
wrong
I
with
got
that.
through high school, you're welcome. You wouldn't have passed them exams
But
without
like
me,
I
and
said,
I know that.
Uniqo asked me the other day, "What don't you do?" You into Yu-Gi-Oh?
This
You playing football?
This man's talking full Yu-Gi-Oh decks that he had. He talking about World of Warcraft. Like, man, that shit take time to learn. Like, how do you have this time? Then you on the website doing this and that. I said, when do you do that, man? I mean, my sports schedule. I'm like, how do you have time to get into any game at all? Like, I could what?
And I used to could tell every stat of every game from sports related. Like they were like, my friend always ask me how you do that. I'm like, bro, I would multitask everything at the same time. I would be reading up on sports while playing Yu-Gi-Oh and winning. Cause
I'd be so overwhelmed from the shit we do. I go to work and be like, damn, I got a show tonight. Shit. And what we gonna talk about?
Boy.
I chalk it all up to my ADHD. I'm like, I'm gonna make it work for me.
yeah, but yeah, and then I got 6 channels now I'm trying to get up, and people's trying to get everything together. It's a lot, but man, I find time to. I read at the same time while I'm editing thumbnails with Joe face on it somewhere. I gotta figure out what I'm doing tonight. I gotta figure out what face I'm
For
putting
just the fan, was we talking about? He put my head on Joe Rogan.
Oh, Jake Paul got a video.
Fire.
Yo, Jake Paul got a video of him choking Dana White. We could just put like Joe Rogan face on the choking.
No, but no, you definitely got to put that's it. Joe on Joe Rogan, but you got to pick. It's got to be the picture of Joe Rogan where he's in the ice bath and we find out he's got the crazy pointy nipples. You got to put Joe's head on that picture.
Joe on Joe crime, man.
That's the
crazy.
one.
Yeah,
Joe on Joe
but
crime.
I do all that, bro. Yeah, I was always, and you learn if you're not just in one, you learn that everybody clicked up and it's kind of weird. And I always hated being in cliques, so I just go to everybody and hang out with everybody. Like I would go from hanging out at the Pain Center with West to go hang out in the game room with Monte.
Yeah.
Like it's not even the game room that we play games in. It's the one across the hall that everybody sit on the couch and we all just sit there. And then like they would have had chaos meetings and all that stuff at. And then I would go from the Pain Center playing with. Then I go back to the football field and play flag football or something, and then go hang out with the white frat boys and try to get emails for grades because they always cheat. But like, and you learn the clicks, and a lot of times when people not with those clicks, they had to go through that thing. It just now it's a lot harder because if you are in that depressed state, you feel even more isolated because everybody pretend to be with everybody all the time, and you still feel lonely. Because at least when we was in school before high school, you go home and you like everybody at home. But now you see them all together and out, and you by yourself, and I feel like they have a negative effect, especially on junior high kids and high school kids, because like that loneliness is like, okay, consistent loneliness. Or if you get bullied, now you used to get bullied. My grandpa said if you got a bully, punch him in the nose. And I can tell you why it gonna always work. Because sooner or later, he gonna stop bullying you if you punch him in the nose every time you first see him, because his eye gonna water, because I don't care how strong you is, your nose gonna make your eye water. Sooner or later, he gonna be like, I don't want to get punched in the nose no more. But now you get online bullied, and unfortunately for a lot of kids, they can't do what Tyler the Creator do.
You can't punch through the screen.
And unfortunately, you can't do what Tyler the Creator said do, and just turn off the computer, because a lot of y'all life is based on the computer now. A lot of
And it'd be on their phone anyway, so.
I think even school now is based through computers. You got kids going to school with the whole pandemic thing. They're going to school online now. You literally can't avoid being online in this day and age, especially if you're a kid.
Yeah, and I can somehow get away with it, but a lot of times I don't want to. I just want, because I always want to stay in the know. Because I do this, by the way. I want to learn stuff. I like learning. So I like to do different things. So of course I'm gonna stay on the internet. But I don't. To be honest with you, my whole life I never cared about what anybody thought about me anyway. So it don't matter.
I spent time in the trap and time at the library.
Out of Fortnite.
What's that?
Like kids feel some type of way about getting left out of Fortnite rooms. All their friends be there, and
Yeah,
doing the game, and then like they ain't in there. But then you call out your friend like, damn, we was just playing together. We was just playing together last night.
you ain't hit me with the invite.
Was it? But that really be
To
your
be
boy.
fair, damn, your friends got mad at MySpace if you wasn't in the top 5.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What you mean I ain't
Man,
in the
won't
top 5?
The other way.
Hey, bro, listen, my girl had to go in the top 5, so you had to go out.
I was gonna say she had to fit in
you
there
back
somewhere.
in now, you know what I'm saying? You back
That
in.
ain't had nothing to do with my homeboys. I'm like, man, I'm switching this stuff around and make room for the next and the one I got right now. And I'm trying to finagle this because she can't be one, or they gonna think that's my girl. So I had to throw somebody in there, and then I had to throw her in there because we got that friendship, but we really working on each other.
Yo, that top 5 was a wild time, bro. People actually got mad at it.
It was mad toxic.
They had to expand it to 8 and 16 and 24 because people.
I was about to say they upped it as the years went on, just so people would have a little more.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie.
room.
MySpace did something I don't know why nobody else ever adapted. And I understand why it's harder now because copyright. But having your own custom page is still the latest thing you can have.
It was so much fun. Nothing like having a gangster SpongeBob on your background. You got the goddamn soundtrack from Tokyo Drift playing, and
everybody knew your personality. Like you had a personality. Yeah. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You have no personality. It's like algorithmic. It's algorithmic.
Most you get is your handle. That's the most. You get a little bit of choice in your name. How frivolent you want to be.
I click Tory name. I'm hearing acid rap and punk rock, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Personality. You click on Tory Twitter, you have to like search and be like, okay. I get on Joe Twitter, I have to search. Okay, I know what you are. But back then, as soon as you get on, the music start playing. You see the backgrounds. I'm like, this is. I don't know why nobody ever adapted it yet.
I think you hit the nail on the head with copyright. Yeah. If intellectual property is a crazy thing that people don't play with.
And MySpace was the first thing to try something, so they probably didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It was the beta.
Yeah, they were like, I don't know what to do with it.
Social media beta.
And then you had what you have Napster to buy.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you buy
before Spotify came around and
Kaza.
What was that? What was the other one? Dat Piff.
Dat Piff was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if the kids nowadays gonna get like them big maybe AI, because I know Mark Zuckerberg just announced today that he just got metaverse, and I think that's gonna be actually worse for y'all. Because
the Zuckerberg,
the metaverse is crazy. You already got allegations on people in the metaverse. I was reading an article and saw a video the other day where a girl said that somebody attacked her in the metaverse, and like I'm not being an apologist for this, but I mean, can't you just take off the headset? Like,
people are gonna lose, they're gonna fall out of touch with reality, bro.
And that's the scary thing about me and family were talking about the other day. Like, I feel like people
the neural links are coming. Y'all better watch out.
I think the metaverse is made just like the algorithm made. They keep you watching so long that you don't pay attention to what's going on in the world, and then you get I'm gonna talk about an IP where you get grifters who can easily make money off liberal, conservative
Crypto?
and liberal people and a bunch of NFTs, and you can just do whatever because
Lots of
no
rug
one's
pulls.
paying attention. And they tell me if regular people get a $5 raise, inflation gonna go up. Yet a CEO make more money than everybody combined if they had $5 raise. And so I'm like, that didn't raise inflation. That guy made $100 million last year. Now he made $675 million. That could have paid everybody off for like $20.
I mean, look at Jeff Bezos. He is having a historical bridge in Amsterdam torn down and rebuilt just so he can move his mega yacht through there. Come on, people.
Like I said, it's more of a distraction to get you convinced on life, and then but guess what they're gonna lead to? And this is what all this came back to. It's gonna lead you back to a depressive state where you are.
Let's go, full circle moment.
Yeah, where you gonna be ineffective in real life society, and you're not gonna really know how to talk to people in real life, and then you're gonna feel isolated, and you ain't gonna know how to cope with reality.
Social media has surprisingly made people way less sociable.
Yeah, a lot of people I know can't talk in real life. Like they text their girl and can't talk to them in real life, and that's the most confusing thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's crazy.
These kids nowadays finna struggle with typing up papers and stuff so much, boy.
They got Grammarly, dog. Grammarly do all of it for it.
I was about to say,
it don't help as much as
thing,
you think it do. When you gotta make these papers from scratch, it does not help as much as you think. It's gonna be LOLs all over that.
There's whole plagiarism websites, where they give you a guarantee that there's no plagiarism in there.
$9.99 from Grammarly give you conciseness.
That's fine. That list of banned websites is finna be listed straight up with that profile. Put your paper in this website. It's gonna proofread all these other websites and see. Bro, they started that when we was in college.
By the way,
you think 10 years later it's not gonna be better?
Yo, yes. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I helped my cousin with his homework, and I forgot to do it because I'm 30. I'm like,
turnitin.com, bro. Believe.
And
it's
they
so
literally had all the answers from the online test on the internet. I'm like, y'all so lazy. Y'all don't even make these questions. The teachers done got so lazy. They don't even make the question. They said they just get it off a website. And then I found the website.
They get it off the website.
Everything online now because of COVID. You know it's not good.
But they could have made their own. They could have their own answer.
Tell us you're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket. And now everyone has a calculator in their pocket at all points in time.
We done got kind of random.
I just want to say shout out to Spark Notes.
Social media bad.
Spark Notes is out there being proud of all his babies. Thank you, Spark Notes.
I'm a baby of Spark Notes. I really am. Whew.
My whole point was this is why is teachers not making their own tests and just copying off the internet, and then I can just cheat.
They don't get paid enough.
They're our age.
That is true.
Very true.
Why would we not? That's how we got through school. So why would we not take the
and
easy
then I ain't
route?
gonna lie, if you don't go to JUCO, them kids gonna struggle because them professors don't give no.
The real world is gonna eat a lot of this new generation up in some crazy ways.
Unless you funny on TikTok, then you gonna make it.
There you go.
Then you can make a YouTube and Twitch. I see why most of the kids want to be YouTubers. It's a lot. It's a lot. You're gonna be better than being at a job where you just sit there, be like that dude looking at the machine like that.
People ain't built for office jobs no more.
That's why we haven't. But yeah, what it is, the world changed. You gotta adjust to it. Gotta figure it out. Figure your own way. Know what you know and live how you live. And that's the episode. Thank y'all for listening. I hope it helped you. Hope you.
Yeah.
I hope you. Because we gave different stories on how you feel, and maybe you didn't know it, and maybe you were thinking about it, but now you're like, okay, I'm in this state now. I can talk to somebody and we can get out of it, or maybe we helped you, and that's what this show about, man. Different dudes.
Sometimes it just helps to know that someone else has been through it too.
Yeah, so I hope this helped y'all. And up top, we got Monterey.
Your boy Monray Hudson on Instagram and on TikTok, as well as the link tree to catch all the podcasts that I am on. I understand the end of this session, it did take a turn. I understand that, but make sure to stay with it, stay happy, go seek Spark Notes, and be original. Don't fall for the social media BS.
I got beef with teachers that's not teaching.
Buy the merch.
Afro Cubby 765 on everything. Live your life, people. Don't let the world bring you down. But if the world does bring you down, don't be afraid to get some help to get lifted back up. That's what people are for.
Yeah. And share your stories. Anything going on, man. Some people going through the same thing you're going through. Maybe y'all can help each other. Joe, Uniqo.
UniqoWilliams.com. All the links to everywhere. And I am the wave cap version of Erykah Badu now.
So Joe got candles, Joe scented candles coming soon, y'all.
I have new do-rag styles. Just Erykah Badu rag is what I want y'all to call me from now on. Did you see how I just switched that up?
Yeah.
That's going in the fan fiction.
Erykah Badu rag. I sell $80 do-rags.
Nope, you're going to have a whole lovely moment where you're talking to a girl and you're going to be like, call me Erykah Badu rag.
And I am your host, La Alpha himself, Zell May. I hope you had an amazing day. All my stuff is in the link tree below. From the new shows to everything we got, we gonna go crazy. We gonna see a lot more for everybody because in a few weeks we gonna start putting out little shorter news shows about gaming. Monte might be in charge of that. Joe with gossip, me with entertainment. We're gonna split it up. Some smaller shows that we talk about the stuff you care about only as hot topics. Hope you be here for that and like and subscribe because of that, of course. Hit that notification bell. You'll see a lot more of us, and we about to get that grind started. I told Tori 3 years, Joe Rogan, I'm coming for your spot. Maybe you get canceled.
Coming for you.
And keep stomping. Why? Maybe you be like my little sis. Shout out to Pink Soccer. Aiden Ross had on the E-Date.
He did.
Her channel she get 2,000 people every time she stream now. And I told her keep stomping. See? Something amazing happened.
She bad.
Peace.
She
Buy the merch.